Hello YouTube, Grooming here, and I want to do a video talking about natural hair care myths. These are myths that I feel like is hurting the natural community and of women, and it's also dividing us as well. I feel like there are at least 5 myths that I feel needs to be addressed. Number 1 is, girl, my cousin, she got that good hair, okay? All them loose little ringlet curls, you know. She looked mixed. Good hair is healthy hair. It does not mean that your hair has to be loose and curly, or you have to have some sort of mixed pattern hair to have healthy hair. To have good hair, I should say. Good hair is healthy hair and growing hair. If your hair is healthy, it's growing, it's being treated, then that is good hair. Okay? Let's leave that, oh, you gotta have Indian in you, and I'm mixed with Asian, I'm black Asian, and no, you don't have to be mixed. If you're mixed, that's a beautiful thing. You're part of 2 different cultures. That's fine if you're mixed with black and white or Spanish or whatever you're mixed with. That's how God made you, and celebrate the beauty of having those different cultures and different backgrounds in your family, and just be you. But all of that misconception, you know, to be natural, you have to have good hair, or your hair has to lay a certain way. Let's leave it alone. Because good hair isn't mixed hair, it isn't loose curly hair, it isn't wavy hair down your back. It's healthy, growing hair. Okay? That's good hair. Myth number 2. If you use sulfates, silicones, or forbid hair grease, oh my goodness, you're damaging your hair and you're not really all that natural. Well, to me, that's a big myth. There's a big thing going on with conditioner only styling in the natural community called the curly girl method, where you only use conditioner to cleanse and to condition your hair. And no shampoos, no silicones, no parabens, and no products with mineral oil or any kind of hair grease. I feel like whatever floats your boat. If you like to use shampoo to get your hair clean, then by all means go ahead. Sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate is not the devil. Silicones are not the devil. And forbid, if somebody wants to put hair grease in their hair, as long as they are not putting a relaxer in it, they are still natural. Oh my goodness. You putting hair grease in your hair. Hey, if their hair is still growing with hair grease, more power to them. Personally, I don't use hair grease because I feel like it's too heavy and it weighs my hair down. And I felt like I seen more breakage with hair grease than I have with the natural olive oils and tea tree oils I've been using in my hair for the past couple of years. So that's why I stopped using hair grease. And it can clog the pores if you use it too often. But if you use hair grease once in a while to slick that fro down or slick that ponytail back, that's up to you. Even if you use it every day, you're still natural. So myth number 1, that you have to have mixed texture hair to be good, to have good hair. Myth number 2, you cannot use shampoos or hair greases in your hair won't grow natural. Myth number 3 is that if you use heat products, you are going to permanently damage your hair, and you know, you're not natural because you flat iron your hair. Since when has heat not been natural? Let me tell you this. I have family members that have been natural all their lives, but they wear their hair straight every single day. Or even if they don't, you know, wear their hair straightened every day, their hair stays straight because it's heat trained. If your hair is heat trained and you're using products to keep your hair conditioned, while you're heat styling your hair and you're using a heat protectant, there's no reason that your hair will be damaged from flat ironing or hot curling it or blow drying it. There's no reason you will suffer that damage. When you were relaxed and you were putting all those chemicals in your hair through that relaxer, what was the second thing you did after you got your hair relaxed? You put a hot blow dry through your hair. You put a super hot flat iron or hot comb through your hair, or you sat under that dryer, that hot dryer, getting your roller set, didn't you? So you were already damaging your hair with the perm, and then you further damage it by putting extreme heat on it after putting those chemicals in your hair. But with natural hair, your hair texture is much stronger now, and it can withstand some kind of heat. Now, I'm not telling you to flat iron your hair every day. I don't think any natural should flat iron their hair every single day, because it can cause some damage depending on how hot you know, the temperature of your flat iron, the temperature of your blow dry is. If you're using medium heat to style your hair, or let's say you heat style your hair maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, or just once a week, I think that's fine, you know. But even if you heat style it every other day, I wouldn't recommend. But if you do, use a heat protectant. Keep your hair conditioned. Keep your scalp oiled so that it does not dry out. It's the drying out of the heat that breaks the hair off. It's not that the heat is going to just automatically break your hair off. If your hair isn't conditioned thoroughly, then it will break off. So you can heat style your hair and maintain length. And for some naturals, heat styling their hair is the main way they have maintained their length, because their hair is heat trained. If your hair is heat trained over time, it will stay straight for much longer than just wearing, you know, a twist or a braid out type of style. So to me, heat is not the devil, and if you use it correctly and you don't put too much heat, you know, heat on your hair too often, it will still grow, it will still be healthy, and you will still maintain length. So that is myth number 4. Myth number 5 is that, was that myth number 3 or number 4? I don't know. Well, myth number 5 is that, well, I don't use a comb to comb my hair, and I don't use a brush, and I just finger style my hair, and that's totally natural. Really though? So you're telling me you never use a comb to take those tangles out of your hair? Well, unless you have a loose curl pattern, to me that is going to spell disaster. It's going to spell knots and breakage. If I went without combing my hair, unless my hair is in twists or some, you know, twists or braids, I have to comb my hair. I have to comb my hair every day to keep those tangles out. Every day while using a leave-in. If I didn't, my hair would break off and it would fall out. I'm sorry. Being natural does not mean you don't comb and brush your hair. It means that you comb and you brush your hair and you groom your hair properly. So you don't have to be so natural you don't use a comb. I don't agree with that. Myth number 5. This is another myth, that if you have dreadlocks and you get your dreadlocks retwisted, you're not being natural, because the Rastafarians just let their dreads grow the way it was and they didn't retwist. And if you get your locks twisted, they're not dreadlocks. That's some other stuff. That's not natural. How are dreads not natural? How is getting your hair groomed and keeping it neat and clean and conditioned and keeping those roots twisted every week or every 2 weeks with dreadlocks How is that not natural? To me, having nappy, nasty, disgusting, stinking dreads on your hair that you don't do anything with, that turns into two big mats on the side of your head, that's just nasty. That's the homeless look. And I'm sorry, but that has never been in fashion. To me, if you have dreadlocks and that's the natural style for you, it is best that you keep those things groomed. You keep your hair washed. You keep your scalp conditioned even more, because your hair is matted into a style. That's what a lock is. It's a mat of hair that has locked up over time. It's all that shed, dead hair that would normally fall out is now locked into those dreads on your head. So you have to keep your hair cleansed regularly to keep the debris, the odors from being in there, to keep your hair healthy so it doesn't fall out. Anyone with dreads that doesn't wash their hair and keep their roots retwisted regularly and keep those dreads looking fresh and looking neat, you are a nasty person. I am sorry. And I've seen too many nasty dreadlocks around my community. In DC, we are like one of the top cities for dreadlocks. You will see a dreadlock person on every single corner if you come to the District of Columbia. I don't care if it's a business. I don't care if it's downtown, northeast, northwest, on the rich side, south side. Where I'm at, you will see locks on a lot of people. But guess what? If those locks are not neat and fresh, how you think you're going to get a job? It's not that people won't hire you if you have dreadlocks, but if you have nasty, stinking dreads that nobody wants to sit next to you because they smell so bad, and you have so much lint clumped up in those things, that's the dreadlock look that people don't like. That's what people fear about locks, that they're nasty and dirty. And if you wear them that way, that's what people are going to continue to think of them as. I think of them as a healthy, natural style alternative to wearing twists and braids. It's just another natural look. It's a beautiful look. I've seen some gorgeous dreadlocks. Just the other day, I seen this guy that literally looked like 2 Chainz. He was like 6'5", and he had dreadlocks past his butt, and they were gorgeous. And it made me want dreads just looking at it. So, those are the myths that, 1, you have to have mixed hair to have good hair. 2, you can't use silicones or shampoos or grease in your hair. 3, that heat styling damages your hair. 4, that you can't use combs and brushes and you're not natural if you use a comb or a brush. And 5, that dreadlocks have to be nappy and nasty to be natural. Well, those are my myths. They're not true. You know, people do you. Whatever way you want to wear your natural hair, wear it the way you want to, boo. Don't let anybody tell you what isn't natural. Because as long as you're staying away from that creamy crap, you are natural. I'm Karan Perry. That's all I have for today. Sub to my channel. Please comment below. And remember, peace and love. Good night.